Mm. Darren, how are you doing? Hi, live with Chanel. How are you? Hi, Nurse Parchi, Adelicia. Thank you for tuning in. RN to CEO, welcome. Hola, how are you doing? I'm just kind of giving a quick, you know, check in with my people here. You guys are at work? It has been a busy week. A very, very busy week. Hi, Dal Queen. How are you doing? Yeah, the work never ends, Deron says. I tell you. Yeah, I'm trying to finish my notes and everything before Thanksgiving. Hi, Moaz on Umar. Hi. Welcome. Yeah. Dal Queen says, I am good. How are you? I'm doing okay. Thank you. Just kind of trying to wind down for the week, even though it's midweek. Yeah. So it's not that bad. Feels like a Sunday, I guess, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving is tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Yeah. It just kind of feels like the weekend right now, but what's on the menu tomorrow, Deron says? Well, we're gonna get some chicken season tonight, and then we're gonna hang out with a few friends tomorrow. So we'll be probably doing probably some fish, jerk chicken, and pasta, potato salad, bean. I love beans. Chief Shaman, you haven't been to Jamaica yet. You must put on here jerk chicken. Yeah, the beans thing don't really work out for me. But thank you for tuning in, Chief Shaman. Where are you from? Yes, it's more of a Friendsgiving tomorrow, Deron. What you cooking up tomorrow, Deron? And I probably do some puff fried dumpling. Yes, probably do some fried dumpling as well. Um, Beansland. Why do black people do so much dope? Death Valley. Okay. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Valley or Mrs. Valley. Yeah. But that's what is gonna be on the menu for tomorrow. So I'm excited about that because we always tend to meet up with a few friends and just hang out, and it's more of a big day. Chief Shaman says that's really good, a really good question. Um, yeah. Nikki did my turkey today. Tomorrow. Oh, you already done cook up a turkey. Okay, nice party. Nice. Um, Chief Shaman, why come they do that? Deron Speak says, I'm in charge of breakfast. I leave the big cooking up wife and the rest for family. Um, Hi, Kama. How are you doing? Hello. Deron says, if you make me moderator, I can help you keep the chat. Of course, I need one of those, Deron. I definitely need one of those. I'm not so sure. That's how God made me, Evelyn. Evelyn, thank you so much. Do you live in Jamaica? Yeli. No, I'm overseas right now. Thank you. Chief Shaman says, okay. Life with Chanel. Yes, Zeron is the boss. Yeah. So, yeah, man, the breakfast. Okay, that makes sense. Um, Craig Corrigan, how are you? I'm doing fine, thanks, Craig. How are you doing? Bertrude says your glasses look so slay. Thank you. They're actually sunglasses, and I always put my lens in, you know, the frame so that way I kind of get a classy look to it. But thanks much. Um, Chief Shaman says, all hail, all powerful Deron. Deron, just stop my name and follow instructions. Okay, kick their Camber. Is it safe to visit Jamaica as a tourist? I've been there learning patois for 6 months and I'm thinking about visiting, but I'm not sure. Yes, it's good to visit there. Everywhere you go, you know, you have a little bit of a crime and violence there, but majority of them is like related to gang as well. So as long as you visit and you know where you're going to be going and spending time with, you know, the right people, then you should be fine. A lot of tourists tend to come there and they have a wonderful experience despite, you know, everything else. But yeah, it's a really nice place to visit. And yes, you learn the patois and try speak it. Yeah, them still gonna know say you're a tourist though. Linda says, you know, 3-5. Hi Linda, thank you so much for tuning in. Aaron, just click on Darren's name and it will give you option for standard moderator. Okay, cool. You see this thing here? Darren. All right. Okay, cool. All right, there you go, boss Darren. Thank you so much. And where is that other person that I wanted to? And this one. Put add as moderator standard. All right, so I went ahead and selected 2 persons. Seeing that I know how to do it now. Thank you, RN to CEO. Really appreciate that. All right. Yeah, man. Fix up the chat there, the chat room they're on. All right. Deron taught me. So Deron says RN to CEO. Yes, Deron has RN to CEO knows a lot about them stuff here, it seems. Thank you. He can place them in timeout. Nice, good. All right. So Lily Aqua, yeah, I'm very pale. I've been listening to dancehall and reggae for a while, and I thought I should give learning patois a chance. Love from Armenia. Okay, nice. You'll enjoy it there. All right, they'll know I'm a tourist right away. Yeah, once you have a little extra color, yeah, man, they'll pick up and know that you're a tourist, and especially if you're speaking the language, yeah, man. Raquel Young says, what was your first nursing job when you started here? Is it med-surg? What were the challenges you faced? So here in the US, I came in as an emergency room nurse, but my first nursing job was on a telefloor in Jamaica. Yeah. Some of the challenges I face, well, there are a lot of challenges you'll face when you're a new nurse in Jamaica, because most of the time it's related to, like, you know, resources and staffing. But when you just start out as a new nurse in Jamaica, there are challenges there, yes. But I guess because, you know, from your undergraduate program, when you're in nursing school, you're exposed to a lot of things because, as I said, there's a lot of short staff supplies. So pretty much you're assisting the nurses in the hospitals a great deal, because a lot of them, you know, so for example, you're a student nurse, you're getting skills with, you know, doing your IVs, your catheterization, your dressing. So by the time you finish, you have certain confidence with that. So yes, there are going to be challenges, but it's not going to be that bad. When I got here, it was more of the EMR, using the EMR. That was the biggest challenge, because nursing everywhere is basically the same, you know. And then, you know, understanding how, you know, we do things here in America, even though the training is the same in terms of, you know, textbook wise, but in terms of resources, it's more available here in the US. So you might find out that you might have a bit of a challenge, adjusting to certain machines and all. So that's all. All right. Are you a nurse, Raquel? Okay. Yeah, but that's one of the biggest challenge as a new nurse. But as I say, it's more of like cultural issues when you get here, understanding the language, how they do certain things. That's one of the biggest challenge here. And yeah, so thank you to everyone who have tuned in so far on the live here. Okay, what year are you in, Raquel? That's area of nursing. And please remember to double tap on the screen to give it a like. Did you always know you wanted to be an NP? I know that I wanted to do my master's. I wanted to actually do public health nursing in Jamaica and midwifery. Not necessarily nurse practitioner. Yeah. I wanted to be in the community setting and helping out on that level. But then after a while, the nurse practitioner role in terms of being there, advocating a little bit more for my patients and getting certain things done. Yeah, it was later on I decided that, probably the nurse practitioner role is what I want to do, because I can still do a little bit of a hands-on and still be seeing the patients in acute or, the outpatient setting. So yeah. Raquel said, just graduated. I'm in subacute facility and hoping to land in hospital soon. Okay. Are you in Jamaica or the US? Raquel? Yeah, so that's about it. So the nurse practitioner role just kind of, New York? Okay. Darren says, I love my public health rotation during nursing school in Jamaica. I did it in Denhamton. Okay, interesting. Where did we do? I think I did mine in Manchester. Yeah, I did mine in Manchester. We went into the communities and all, community health. But the public health was one thing I was pretty much interested in, and midwifery, if I was gonna do anything after. But yeah, public health, if you're supposed to go and do public health in Jamaica, I don't know, Jamaican system is just, a little bit technical to kind of reach where you want, and that's understandable. It's just that it makes you well qualified, before, because I know you have to do probably like say 4 or 5 years of nursing experience or something like that. Then you go and do your midwifery, then you go and do psych. Yeah, you have to do a lot of post-basic training and years of experience before you can actually do your master's in your public health nursing, which is not bad. It prepares you well, because I know a lot of persons here in the state, you see persons graduating today from nursing school, and by tomorrow they're enrolled in a nurse practitioner program. So yeah, I don't really like that. Darren Speak says, yes, it's more technical. Yeah. Yusuf Abdi says, good morning, nurse. Good morning. It's actually 3:42 p.m. here. Where are you, Abdi? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so it's a little bit more technical in Jamaica than here, getting into the program. So I love that about it. Okay, Raquel, nice. Congratulations. What are you going to be doing? Your master's in what? So Raquel says, I'm enrolled in the master's program, hoping to start January. Okay. Yosef says, I'm from Somalia. It's 12:43 a.m. Nice to meet you, Jamaican. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Are you in the nursing field or healthcare field, Abdi? Just curious. Yeah. Yeah. So but the thing, sometimes the nurse practitioner program here, what I don't really like about it, I'm a teacher at the university, English teacher. We do have nursing students at the university, mostly females. Okay, nice. Nice. My when I was going to nursing school, my program had I think we only had 3 male nurses. Yes, it was predominantly female, but I think nowadays there are a lot of male entering the program, including Mr. Deron, who went through. Deron, did you go to NCU? For some strange reason, I feel like you went to NC. I never asked you. I don't remember seeing it, hearing you say anything like that in your video. Darren says, are you pretty much done for the day? What does your schedule look like on a daily basis? Looks like plenty driving. You went to UE. Oh, you went to UE, Darren. Okay, cool. So with me, I normally leave out. My day is normally... All right, so it depends. Like today, I saw 9 patients, and I started seeing my first patient around 10:05, and then by 2, it was like 2:15, I was finished. So yeah, so it took me about an hour to drive to the location I wanted to see the patients this morning, and then I started seeing them. Usually my visits probably last 15 to 20 minutes, depending on what's going on. And then, yeah, so my day is not really that busy. Yeah, it's not really that busy. I have a lot of downtime. I get a chance to get up and, do whatever I feel like. Then leave out probably like say 8, 9 o'clock. And then by 10 o'clock I start. I try to target, finishing by 2:30, 3 o'clock, just because I want to beat the traffic to head back home. So yes, I do a lot of driving. Some days I can be out in the field a little bit longer, depending on what's going on with some of the patients and where they're at. Because sometimes, even if I want to do, say for example, one zip code, I might not get a chance to see all of them in that area on that same specific day, and so I may end up driving like probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes to see another 4 patients or so. So yeah. Yosef says, I want to visit Jamaica, God willing I will. Okay, nice. Yes, you will. Hi, Vibing with VC, thank you so much for tuning in. Nice. Nikki says, how long does it take to chart after seeing those patients? So it depends on the system you're using, because you have some systems that are easy to use, so it makes life easier for you, and those EMRs can take me probably like say 15 minutes, 20 minutes to complete the charting, especially if you are familiar with the patient. So the good thing about it is that if you have a set of patients that you're given to see, they try to keep you with those patients, so that way you build a relationship, their history. So when it go in to see them, it's a little bit more straightforward. When you have like an admission where you don't know anything about the patient, or if it's the first time you're seeing the patient, it's gonna be a little bit lengthy. An admission can run you probably like 1 hour. So I don't do admissions as a nurse practitioner. When I was a RN, I would do admissions only because it pays more money in home health. But I don't do admissions as a nurse practitioner because, yes, it's too lengthy, and I can't deal with the charting with some of these computers. So yeah. But after seeing the patients, if it's a patient that is familiar with me, it can take me probably like 15, 20 minutes to complete the chart. But just imagine you see probably like 15 patients today. You have all of those chartings to do, including your plan and everything. And then depending on the office, because remember, you're not working from an actual office, you definitely have to sometimes be, we have like group chats where you send out information that the office need to deal with on behalf of the patients. So you have to think about, doing all of that. So yeah, probably like say 15, 20 minutes after. So there's a lot of work you have to do, because then you have to think about the next day. So by the time you finish, you're probably seeing 15 times 5 patients is roughly what? 45? No. 15 times 5 is what? It's 30, 60. So that's what, 75 patients you'll probably see for the week. So yeah. Dal Queen says, guys, I met her in person last week. She's an amazing nurse. Dal Queen, when did we meet? Oh, I think I remember who this person is. If you are the person I met at this nursing home, just go ahead and just confirm it down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, Dal Queen. I think it's you, though, because you're the only Jamaican I remember meeting last week. So, yes, Alexandria Zaharia says hi. Zaharia, do you know that that's a really nice name? I plan on naming my daughter Zaharia. My son's name is Zarian. And I said, if it's a girl, well, I'm not pregnant, no, people, but I'm just saying, at the time when I was deciding on, the gender, I was like, okay, if it's a boy, it's going to be Zarian. And if it's a girl, I'm going to put a twist to it, and it's going to be Zaharia. And so, yes, it's nice to see that somebody else has that name. Okay, nice. Okay, so Dal Queen says you're welcome. So it is her indeed. Thank you so much, Dal Queen, for popping in. Stick Lover 3 says hi. Hi, Stick Lover. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. Yeah. So where was I with that? So yes, so regarding the charting, that's the most technical part about, the whole visit. It's not necessarily seeing the patients. It's more, getting all of those orders in and then trying to reach out to the office. Otherwise, if it was more of, just seeing the patients and doing like a few notes, and then depending on the practice that you're working with, they have like a template that they want you to have your notes in. So you have a template that you definitely have to follow, so that can be a little bit tricky as well, because you have some providers who are like, to the point, and then you have some that are like complicated. So it depends on, what you're looking for then, but for the majority of the time with my company, I love my company. Not the charting aspect of it, because the charting aspect is like, headache, but in terms of the flexibility I have and the relationship with the owner, I can talk with her regarding anything, and she basically listens when you do give her suggestions. So I kind of like the openness with her, and it just makes life a little bit easier, so okay. The virtual visits are a little bit easier as well. It's not that technical in comparison to like your in-person visits. So another thing about it is that I like. Remember everyone to go ahead and double tap the screen. Darren reminded me or us to go ahead and do that. Give the video a thumbs up. And remember to go ahead and put any questions you have here. Or if you want to talk about something specific, can always reach out as well via Facebook or not Twitter, TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, so that's open as well. Yeah, but like the time, like seeing that the time is getting a little bit cold now, I realize that I'm gonna have to do a lot of virtual visits, because when time get too cold and please can't drive, I not even really want to go outside, for go try and see any patient. So unless it is warm, then I'm gonna, but otherwise I think I'm gonna be doing like virtual visits for patients if they're especially very far out and I can't reach down there. I'm just gonna do that. So but apart from that, that's the only concern I have regarding the nurse practitioner job. I find it a little easier than working as a regular RN, because the pressure is not there. Yeah, nobody not on my back anymore telling me to get this done and this done. I just have a time period and I just work with it, and everybody is happy. Darren says you're in Maine still. Oh no, Darren. I am actually in Texas couldn't be in Maine anymore. I moved from Maine in 2019. Yeah, 2019 I left Maine. Maine was beautiful. Yeah, in the winter. That was the only thing I could really say regarding, Maine. Maine was a little bit sad. A sad experience. It was always just cold, and yeah, it was kind of a little bit depressing up there. But the winter was beautiful, and fall was fall. Yeah, fall was beautiful as well. But in terms of the cold, couldn't do it. Could never do it again. Oh, you've never been to Maine? Okay. Yeah, it's a really nice place to visit, It's a really nice place to visit. But I would say visit in the winter. The winter experience was very good. I'm not really a Christmas person. But when you look outside and you see snow, like a lot of places or the place that I was at, there were a lot of trees at the back of the yard. So a lot of places have wilderness, a whole wilderness up there. So really that populated. And when you look out, like, say for example, you have a blizzard, like a snowstorm. It was beautiful. It was very beautiful because you're looking at the trees. I remember the trees, them don't have no leaf on it during Christmas. So the only thing you're looking at is the limbs, and it's all icy. Yeah, it's all icy and just looking really glossy and nice. And then when you look on the ground, it's just white. And when you look outside, you see little moose. You see what we used to have up there again. I never see any bears in the back of my yard, but you have like moose and fox. Yeah, man, them kind of vibes there. So the only thing you need is like a cup of coffee and you're good. But then you have to think about that you have to go to work. Never liked that part. So it was really nice, looking outside and seeing the different animals just passing by. There was a little stream as well where, they'll come and drink. But it was a very beautiful experience in the winter. But otherwise, yeah, that's about my main experience. And I think that was the place that the best hospital I've ever worked at was in Maine. Yeah, even to date, of all the hospitals that I've visited, Maine is the hospital. That hospital in Maine is the best hospital, the cleanest hospital. Yes. And even when COVID started, I thought that, they were doing a good job because of some of the things that they had in place from 2016 that, persons were implementing at the time when COVID had started. So that hospital, I will give a 100% recommendation, especially for new nurses coming in to the US. Probably there would have been the best hospital for you to transition to, but it's gonna be a little bit lonely there. That's the only problem. So, but it was the cleanest hospital in terms of the cleanest hospital I've worked at. Never really see any cobweb and all them stuff here in the hospital, because everybody pulled together. Whenever you have downtime, everybody pulled together and clean up, try to make sure all the expired medications and items were removed from storage area. When it comes on to cleaning down, the nursing room, the lunch room, everybody teamed together. So we never really did much of a down staffing whenever you don't have that much patients in the department. There was always something to do. If it means you're gonna be taking something to clean off, when you tape up stuff on beds, yeah, that hospital never really have that. Little dents in any wall, dents in the stretcher, So they took so much pride in their hospital. If a department end up using a stretcher and scratch the wall, that department is gonna have to repaint. That's how serious it was. So it was the best hospital when it comes on to your trauma activations. They were so good on that. If it is activated in the field, that was really, really good. They go ahead, activate, and then the patient comes directly from the floor, not from the floor, from the field, and go directly to the CT scanner. They'll go directly to the CT scanner. Hi, Marvin Lee. He says, hey there, how are you doing? What are you discussing now? Well, just, general chit chat, but I was actually talking about, my experience at this hospital in Maine. I was saying that it was one of the best hospital, or is the best hospital I've ever worked at here in the US since I've migrated here. So we're just kind of giving a few things about what makes that hospital the best hospital in comparison to, you know, the others that I've been working at. And then when you talk about, you know, as I was saying, your trauma, and I'm going to be doing a video regarding, you know, healthcare access in Jamaica. There are certain things I'm going to be talking about in that video, which also points to, you know, the same thing about the trauma activation and all. But when you talk about a patient that is in the field that, you know, met in an accident, and we go ahead and activate in the field, the patient goes directly to CT scan. When you talk about a code stroke, whether or not it's activated in the field or in the emergency room, that patient goes directly to the CT scan. And then you have your trauma response team or your trauma team that is either awaiting the patient's arrival or is there when the patient is getting the CT scan. So they were so organized with a lot of things that, you know, when I got to some other hospitals and see how things were, it was like a little bit different. And I was just saying that, you know, at that time I was like, oh, this hospital probably is not the best and probably slow. And when you look at it, they were making, you know, in terms of their time, they were meeting their time with a lot of things, and it was like the perfect textbook they were doing. Linares Cristobal, hello, welcome. I think you're speaking Spanish there or French. I don't really do neither of the two, but I would assume you're trying to say hello, and thank you for thank you for popping in. But yeah, but that's about it with that hospital. But it was the best hospital I've worked at. Yeah, and I would encourage, especially Jamaicans who are moving from, Jamaicans who are moving overseas here, you know, some of those hospitals in the rural area, you'll find out are probably going to be the best hospital because you don't really have that much of a competition with other places. You know, you might find out that, you know, persons spend a little bit more time. People might spend a little bit more time. Cameron Jones, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, 2-1. Nice having you here. Thank you. But you might find out that, you know, you'll get a lot of experience with working in those hospitals in comparison to probably other areas that are a little bit busier, you know, because they're not really always in a rush. You might find a preceptor that, you know, is going to spend time with you and explain certain things, and you might just see, not necessarily the ideal, but in terms of the textbook picture of certain things, it is going to be at those facilities that you'll see them versus other places. Crystal ball, I don't really know that. Okay, do we have any other nurse on here? Cameron Jones has been, oh shucks. All right, do we have any other nurse here, or do we have anybody else who want to ask any question? All right, how long is this? All right, so I'm not planning on staying on for too long today. I know the last time I did a live, I think I spent like 2 hours, which I never really intended to do that long. So yeah, never intended to stay that long for 2 hours, but you know, there were conversations going on. So, but I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna stay that long today because I have some other things that I'm gonna be doing for tomorrow. And so I just wanted to, you know, as I say, stop by and say hi. Zaharia, are you a nurse? Raquel Young is asking if it is feasible to open a nursing home business in Jamaica. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You might probably don't find a lot of persons at the initial phase, probably reaching out, but I'm planning on doing one day because I know there's a market, especially for returning residents, you can definitely get a market from them. So if you're thinking about it, yeah, just go ahead and try it out. Okay. Yeah, but that's one thing you can do, or something related to home health services. I think that would be, something beneficial for them as well. So you probably could look into that. Even though we have clinics and all that might kind of serve, but I think like the home visits, would be very, very beneficial for a lot of persons. So that is something you can also look into as well, Raquel. But we have a few nursing homes there. Where I'm from, I know we have a few there, but I think we could still benefit from a few more, especially, if they're organized and, operated properly. Yeah. All right. Any more questions, concerns, or anything? How many of you would be interested in, should I say it now? All right, how many of you would be interested in sharing your stories with me? If you're a nurse, that is. Questions from someone. If someone in Jamaica is on dialysis and needs a transplant, would you recommend them to trying to come to the US to get it? So vibing with VCs asking if someone in Jamaica is on dialysis and needs a transplant, would you recommend them trying to come to the US to get it? That's a tricky one. But you know, to be honest, if they're able to get into the US to get that transplant done, that's a plus. Not saying that, it's not gonna be possibly in Jamaica, but in terms of resources, when you're doing any procedure or anything like that, major of that major organ, if you want to do a heart transplant, or and if you have the option to do it in a first world versus a third world country, then I would go for the first world option, only because, as I said, there are so many resources available at fingertip, and resources in terms of staffing, and equipment. I just think the success rate probably would be a little bit better. At least that's my experience. That's just my experience. So I would say, if they're able to get it overseas done, and it's not going to cost them an arm and a leg to get it done, then nothing is wrong with that. But at the same time, I know that, our health system in Jamaica, yes, we might not have everything, but I know that, the providers, they are well qualified to do procedures. I know they're well trained and all, but it's in terms of the machines and everything that they have, I don't know how well prepared they are. So but if I had the opportunity to do that procedure, I will definitely, if I'm able to get it done overseas, I'll probably do it. But then you have to look at, in the long run, like, who is gonna be, well, in America here, sometimes what happens is that, you see, whenever somebody does a procedure, so for example, they show up to place location A. I know sometimes if they show up to like location B regarding an issue that another provider did, sometimes nobody wants to do that. I know it's a kidney transplant they're going to be doing, but at the same time, you always want to make sure that you are around whoever did the surgery, because at least they would have known you a little bit better in terms of regarding the procedure. So I would say it depends on whether or not the person is going to be over here, because what if something happens, that person is going to have to be back and forth depending on if another provider doesn't want to, touch another procedure that somebody else had done, or a patient that somebody else had done. So it all depends on a lot of factors. You have to look at, where the resources are, and if something happens, is that patient going to be able to go back and do, a revision, or is that person going to be able to follow back with the same provider regarding the surgery? So if it is something that, they have and the success rate is good in your country, in Jamaica, then, that is also something that I would have to consider, personally, if that was a situation that I have to deal with. That's all. But, in terms of resources, America is going to always have it. So, yeah, if they're able to go to the US and get it done, then that's another plus. Hope that answers your question, vibing with VC. All right. Any other question? And please remember, if you're new on here, just remember to go ahead and tap the screen, double tap the screen. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, remember to go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. All right. You're welcome, vibing with VC. What year are you in, VC? Yeah, you have procedures that can be done in Jamaica, and I know a lot of the surgeons down there, they are well qualified, because when I was working at my hospital, the success rate were really good. But in terms of, most procedures, so you have to do like, what area? Most procedures, is gonna be, might not be done with the finest items or supplies available, because they're definitely going to be using whatever is available in that country to do the procedure. So when you are here in the US, there are, so for example, you're supposed to be using a scalpel. They probably have 10 different scalpels to choose from to give you the best cut. So that's the only thing in terms of when you're looking at where is going to be the best place. Work or live? Both. Are you in Jamaica? So that's the only reason I would say that. Hi, Motion. How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, social services and okay, nice. Okay. Hi, Brawl. Thank you so much for tuning in from Turkey. Okay, nice. Yeah. But if the person has a visa and everything, then but it's just that when it comes on to transplant, you have to think about how long they're gonna have to stay here, or any procedure. You have to think about how long they're gonna have to stay after the procedure before they can fly back home, and making sure that you have somebody to do their follow-up visits and all. So that's all. So do we have any Jamaicans here who are gonna be celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow in Jamaica? Rob Grant says happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, Rob. Are you ready for Thanksgiving? Oh, Mosen says my name is Tahi. Okay, hi. Thank you for that, Tahi. Okay, no problem, vibing with VC. Yeah, let them just, look at the pros and the cons of, the travel. As I said, the outcome might just be, better, but you have to think about post-op follow-up and all of those things as well. So it depends. Taweed. My name is Taweed. Okay. Tahid. Okay, okay. All right. Where are you from, Tahid? Are you a nurse as well? Or are you just passing through? And I'm gonna be doing I said I was gonna talk about that. I'm gonna be doing, I saw this was it live? Was it a live? Yeah, I'm just gonna shout it out after. Oh, you're from Afghanistan. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. What time is it now in Afghanistan? So I'm gonna need some nurses to come on and share their stories with me, you know, like a day in the life series where we talk about, you know, what's going on today, or what happened yesterday, just so that we can actually highlight or, you know, let other persons know what it is like, you know, working as a nurse practitioner. Because my day kind of sounds like it's easy going, but you have some other nurse practitioners out there that is having a really horrible, you know, day, as well as, you know, probably persons in Jamaica. If I can find those persons as well, I would definitely want to talk with them to hear how their day has been going, what it is like working as a, you know, a OB nurse or emergency room nurse, so other persons can hear their story. So that's one thing I'll be doing. So if you know anybody who wants to be a part of, you know, that you know, that little series that I'll be doing, you can always have them reach out to me on Facebook. It's ThinkNursing, at ThinkNursing. And then on Instagram, it's ThinkNursing1. Right? Yeah. So they can actually reach out to me and share their story, and that way other persons can hear what's going on in Jamaica or in Afghanistan or in Somalia, in the nursing world. Let's see. So it is so Instagram, it's gonna be ThinkNursing1, and on Facebook it's ThinkNursing, and TikTok it's ThinkNursing. All right, so if you know anybody who is a nurse and wants to share their story, want to talk with me on my channel, then, you know, they can always go ahead and message me on any of those platforms. All right, I will eventually have a WhatsApp number, or yeah, a regular number that they can call as well when the time is right. All right, anyways, I did say that I was only going to be spending 30 minutes, and it is 48 minutes now. So I am do we have anybody else who has any questions or anything? As I say, this was just a regular, you know, midweek check-in with you guys. So I'm gonna be running out to finish prepping for tomorrow and finish my notes, so that way by the end of the week I don't have anything much doing. All right, so I'm gonna say thank you so much to everyone. Hi, I'm gonna say thank you so much to everyone who has you know, pop in and who will be watching this video at a later date. Really do appreciate you taking the time out, you know. And also the videos, please remember to go ahead and check out the other videos on the channel, and remember to watch the advertisements. Yes, you have to watch the ads, you know. And then what else? Yeah, you have to remember to watch the ads, and remember to comment and like and share as well. All right, on the channel. And so thank you so much for being a wonderful subscriber to the Think Nursing channel, where it's all about nursing, travel, and lifestyle. All right, until then, thank you so much. I am gonna go. Okay, all right, enjoy your evening now, people, and happy Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving, whichever one we're doing. You know, enjoy your turkey and beans. And for the Jamaicans who will be celebrating, enjoy your jerk and your oxtail. Lord, we miss Jamaica. But anyways, yeah. All right, bye. Okay. I am gonna go